There are rules in cooking, and the Italians say you're not allowed to have these meatballs here with any pasta in them. But there are so many secret ingredients here that I want to show you that you wouldn't need pasta anyway. So let me show you how to make them. Believe it or not, the first step is to take white bread and pour milk over them. This is sort of the secret ingredient. These are raisins, and they're soaking in water. The reason you want to soak them in water is because they're dried out. And if you put them straight into your meat mixture, they're going to end up soaking the juice out of the meat. So reconstitute them. Here we have 50% ground beef, 50% ground pork. You could use veal if you're into that kind of a thing. We have a little bit of garlic, some chopped parsley, something for a little texture, yeah? So here's some pine nuts. You can just toast them if you'd like. We'll use a little bit of Parmigiano-Reggiano in here. This is gonna help us bind everything together. Here's some breadcrumbs. We're gonna put 1 egg. That's nice. So that's perfect. All right, nuts right in. Milk bread. You see it just starts to fall apart. The important part is the squeeze. And then what you end up with is this. So the bread is a lot like the raisins. If you just put bread in there, it's gonna pull all the moisture out of the meat and everything. So by rehydrating it with milk, you're creating equal pressure of liquid so that nothing gets dried out. Salt, pepper. This is where the Italian part of cooking comes in. What is the Italian part of cooking? Well, it's the part where there are no measurements and you just have to do until it's right. We can see that this is entirely too wet. So I say you just go for some breadcrumbs and then continue. And right away, that begins to give us more of the consistency that we want. You can use seasoned breadcrumbs, it's fine with me. I dig the plain ones though, because that way you get to add all your own flavors. And isn't that the whole fun of cooking? All right, really big meatballs are kind of gross. I say you go for golf balls. 1. You're gonna get a hot pan. You're gonna put a little olive oil. You're gonna see that oil smile. And you're gonna start putting your balls of meat in. All right, so there are 2 cool things happening here. The first one is you're browning the meat, which creates flavor. The second cool thing is the fat that's coming out and all those brown bits are the base for the tomato sauce that we're gonna make. The short answer is we're making flavor. Make a little spin. So we're not cooking the meatballs here, we're just browning them. They're going to cook in the tomato sauce. So now that we've got beautiful color on 2 sides, we're gonna take them out of the pan with our spoons. Here are our par-cooked meatballs. We've got the onion here. We're coming in this way. All right, now these onions will cook. We're going to take the temperature of the pan down a little bit. Tomatoes, crushed tomatoes. Here come our meatballs. I say you cover them a little bit, something like that. I think Lady and the Tramp would be proud of this. The meatballs will cook through in this tomato sauce. So you can now take the meatballs out and eat them alone, and then have this sort of meat-flavored sauce, which will be good. Or you could eat them together, but it's basically a form of ragu, meat braised in tomato. This has been cooking for 20 minutes. How do we serve them? Well, we come in like this. Polpette alla nonna. They don't eat it with pasta. They don't do it. They're two separate things. They go crazy when they find out we have spaghetti and meatballs. I'm not saying don't eat spaghetti and meatballs. Eat it. Just know that there are rules in Italy and you're breaking them. But I think that's okay. As long as you know the rule, you can break it. All right. Why cheese and parsley? Because the Italians love putting the colors of their flag on everything. White, red, green. Polpette. Polpette alla nonna. These are really delicious. They totally don't need pasta with them. So I say, don't break the law. Just eat them like this. Polpette alla nonna.